It smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car. It was the case that stopped America in its tracks. A young mother, a missing child, and a story that unraveled into one of the most shocking and controversial criminal trials of the decade. What really happened to 2-year-old Caylee Anthony? And why did her mother, Casey, wait 31 days to report her missing? Casey Anthony grew up in Orlando, Florida, under the roof of George and Cindy Anthony. From the outside, the Anthonys seemed like a typical American family, but underneath that surface, tension brewed. Casey had a complicated relationship with her parents, especially her mother, Cindy. Friends reported that Cindy was controlling, while Casey often lied, even about minor things. In fact, Casey had kept her pregnancy with Caylee a secret for 7 months, denying it even to her own parents until it became physically undeniable. When Caylee was born, in August 2005, Casey was only 19 years old. Caylee became the center of the Anthony household, often seen playing and laughing in home videos. But while Cindy doted on the child, Casey seemed caught between the responsibilities of motherhood and the desire to live the carefree life of a young adult. Despite portraying herself as a devoted single mom, Casey frequently went out partying, attending clubs, and spending nights with various boyfriends, sometimes leaving Caylee with her parents. On July 15, 2008, Cindy Anthony made a frantic 911 call. Through tears, she told the operator that her granddaughter had been missing for 31 days. More disturbingly, she said, "It smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car." The timeline Casey gave police quickly unraveled. She claimed she had left Caylee with a nanny named Zanny, but investigators could find no record of this person ever existing. Instead, Casey had been spending her days shopping, going out with friends, and even getting a tattoo that read Bella Vita, Italian for beautiful life. Investigators searched Casey's car and found hair samples and the strong odor of decomposition. A cadaver dog alerted in the trunk, but no body was found. As law enforcement closed in, Casey's behavior drew suspicion. She showed no visible distress. Instead of helping the search, she lied to detectives, claiming she worked at Universal Studios, leading them to an abandoned office space where she ultimately admitted she hadn't worked in years. Public outrage exploded as the media latched on to the story. Protesters gathered outside the Anthony home. Nancy Grace called Casey "tot mum" and demanded justice for Caylee. Then, on December 11, 2008, a utility worker found skeletal remains in a wooded area less than half a mile from the Anthony home. Duct tape was found around the skull, and a heart-shaped sticker was located nearby. It was Caylee. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide, but couldn't determine the exact cause. In May 2011, Casey Anthony went on trial for first-degree murder, facing the death penalty. Prosecutors painted her as a selfish party girl who murdered her daughter to escape responsibility. They showed photos of Casey entering hot body contests, drinking and laughing during the time Caylee was missing. The defense presented a shocking alternative theory. Casey's lawyer, Jose Baez, claimed that Caylee had accidentally drowned in the family pool and that George Anthony, Casey's father, had helped cover it up. Baez suggested that years of sexual abuse from George had led Casey to develop a pattern of lying and emotional detachment. The jury, after 6 weeks of testimony and less than 11 hours of deliberation, found Casey Anthony not guilty of murder, manslaughter, and child abuse. She was only convicted of lying to law enforcement. The verdict sent shockwaves across the nation. Casey was released from jail in July 2011. She quickly went into hiding, rarely making public appearances. In later interviews, she maintained that she didn't know what happened to Caylee and insisted she had no part in her daughter's death. To this day, the question lingers. What happened to Caylee Anthony? Was it a tragic accident or something more sinister? One thing is certain. The trial of Caylee Anthony remains one of the most divisive and haunting chapters in the history of American true crime.